Do it because it is in your heart, not because you want something in return. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall gain easily what others have labored hard for. Wisdom begins in wonder. A system of morality that is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception that has nothing sound in it and nothing true. When our feet hurt, we hurt all over. It is better to suffer an injustice than to commit one. Fame is the perfume of heroic deeds. Every pleasure or pain has a sort of rivet with which it fastens the soul to the body and pins it down and makes it corporeal, accepting as true whatever the body certifies. It seems that God took away the minds of poets that they might better express His. I was really too honest a man to be a politician and live. A good man cannot be harmed either in life or in death. By far the greatest and most admirable form of wisdom is that needed to plan and beautify cities and human communities. It is not the purpose of a juryman's office to give justice as a favor to whoever seems good to him, but to judge according to law, and this he has sworn to do. Only the knowledge that comes from inside is the real knowledge. The greatest blessings granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Be of good cheer about death, and know this as a truth, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. I am very conscious that I am not wise at all. The best seasoning for food is hunger, for drink, thirst. Whatever authority I may have rests solely on knowing how little I know. To them, I said, the truth would be literally nothing but the shadows of the images. Go wherever the facts lead. In every one of us there are two ruling and directing principles, whose guidance we follow wherever they may lead, the one being an innate desire of pleasure, the other an acquired judgment which aspires after excellence. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. Some have courage in pleasures, and some in pains, some in desires, and some in fears, and some are cowards under the same conditions. Get married in any case. If you happen to get a good mate, you will be happy; if a bad one, you will become philosophical, which is a fine thing in itself. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. How can you call a man free when his pleasures rule over him? Wars and revolutions and battles are due simply and solely to the body and its desires. Nobody knows anything, but I, knowing nothing, am the smartest man in the world. I soon realized that poets do not compose their poems with knowledge, but by some inborn talent and by inspiration, like seers and prophets who also say many fine things without any understanding of what they say. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The reason why we have to acquire wealth is the body, because we are slaves in its service. The noblest worship is to make yourself as good and as just as you can. You think that upon the score of foreknowledge and divining I am infinitely inferior to the swans. When they perceive approaching death, they sing more merrily than before, because of the joy they have in going to the God they serve. The unexamined life is not worth living. Follow the argument wherever it leads. I am a fool, but I know I am a fool, and that makes me smarter than you. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our ways, I to die and you to live. Which is better, only God knows. See one promontory, one mountain, one sea, one river, and see all. Malice drinketh up the greater part of its own poison. When you want success as badly as you want the air, then you will get it. There is no other secret of success. 4 things belong to a judge: to hear courteously, to answer wisely, to consider soberly, and to decide impartially. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. The end of life is to be like unto God, and the soul following God will be like unto him, he being the beginning, middle, and end of all things. In all of us, even in good men, there is a lawless wild beast nature, which peers out in sleep. To move the world, we must move ourselves. To know is to know that you know nothing. But already it is time to depart, for me to die, for you to go on living. Which of us takes the better course is concealed from any one except God. She soars on her own wings. An education obtained with money is worse than no education at all. To use words and phrases in an easygoing manner without scrutinizing them too curiously is not in general a mark of ill breeding. On the contrary, there is something low-bred in being too precise, but sometimes there is no help for it. It is not difficult to avoid death. It is much more difficult to avoid wickedness, for it runs faster than death. I shall never fear or avoid things of which I do not know. Since I am convinced that I wrong no one, I am not likely to wrong myself. Our prayers should be for blessings in general, for God knows best what is good for us. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. If the whole world depends on today's youth, I cannot see the world lasting another 100 years. Know thyself. Creation is man's immortality and brings him nearest to the gods. Fellow citizens, why do you burn and scrape every stone to gather wealth, and take so little care of your children, to whom you must one day relinquish all? Such as thy words are, such will thy affections be esteemed, and such will thy deeds be as thy affections, and such thy life as thy deeds. The wise man seeks death all his life, and for this reason death is not terrifying to him. The perfect human being is all human beings put together. It is a collective. It is all of us together that make perfection. The greatest of all mysteries is the man himself. The beginning is the most important part, especially when dealing with anything young and tender. Often, when looking at a mass of things for sale, he would say to himself, "How many things I have no need of,